Hello guys, Jason Early here, and you may have seen my previous video on this little beauty. It's one in a series of videos because there's so much to really say about it. This is Elation's event panel system. Elation is a part of the American DJ group. Few recaps: LED, low wattage, low heat. In fact, so low heat you can put your arm on it. That's cool. It's not even warm. It's cool. Really want to take you through a very meagre demonstration up the wall in my dining room here of just some of the little programs this can do independently. Of course, it can DMX, as I've covered before. It also comes with a little remote control that can take it through individual scenarios, programs. You can actually go into the programs, preset programs, and change them. So there's a lot of fiddling about you can do, or it is as simple as plug and play. There's a microphone built in. You can do it as sound sensitive. You can alter how sensitive it is. Really, whatever you need to do, you can get the effect you want to. It's an alternative in some ways to the par cans, but a different effect. The same way as why would you buy a Revo 3 or a Revo 2? You know. So we're going to come in closer now. This is the main brain of the event panel system. It does come with a remote control, and of course if you were using DMX you would be using your DMX software or your DMX controller to control as many aspects depending on how many channels you want to use, whether you want to just have it as a sound to light or just as a RGB, use the RGB colouring in it. But I'm no expert on DMX, you guys can probably tell me more than that. What we do, we'll put that on and let's forget all the other bits and pieces. You've got this independently. You're going to set it up for the evening. It's going to light a column up or an archway or a stairway. This is what I come to first of all. It's the auto run. It is just exactly what it says, what you've already seen. It will run through up to 14 programs, but there are sub-programs within that you can alter. And it will run for all the various colours and the displays on the front of the screen, because as we know we can use this as a feature light as well. So it's not just changing colours as such, it is actually giving a display, wipe effects, various patterned effects on the LED. The freak said I'm learning myself, but it's pretty simple to be honest. It's very quick to pick up once you know where you are, even though I'm no expert on it. You're seeing 14 now. As I said, there's 14 preset shows, for want of a better word, and you can change the frequency. I ran in my rather dark garden with my neighbours thinking how nutty I am again. We've got the panel system under my big palm tree. Now this camera is very dark and it doesn't show up light very well, but let's try to get some sort of idea if we can. Well, what it's basically doing, this one panel is lighting up the whole of a 10-foot palm tree. Very light, very nice. If you were doing a party out here, you had a couple of these scattered amongst the garden, very nice architectural lighting, very effective. I've just got it on the auto program running through here. I hope you can see that. You can see now, you can see a bright colorization there. In fact, I can see a big spider in the middle here. See if we can see him. Now, is that typical that my portable camera, the old batteries run out, so now I'm creeping around the garden with my PC, so that's quite, with my notebook at least, and my webcam. But what I did want to show you, and I hope this does give you some idea, as it changes colour there, I'm now lighting up a palm date, which is quite big. It's about 4 foot high in my garden. You can't really get an idea of scale. Hang on, I'm going to put the microphone down, and so you hear a bang and see me jump in front of it. So again, this is very basic architectural lighting, but very effective. Now, simple effect, this is my plum tree. It's about a 10-foot plum tree in my garden. And I've stuck the light underneath, sound to light. See how it lights it up. Right, I was talking about fence panels earlier on. This is one fence panel, and it's actually it's covering about an 8-foot span. I would say actually, yeah, about an 8-foot span, and it's lighting up the whole of the fence. So you imagine perhaps having 4 of these down one side of a garden when you're doing a barbecue, or let's say a white wall, and the effect it's going to have. What I do want to point out though is with architectural lighting, it's something we're all discovering together. I'm reading up on it, so I can't take the credit for knowing this, but you mustn't be frightened to use your own initiative in things. It's not all about lighting walls up. It's not, the light doesn't have to be facing away from you. It doesn't have to be doing anything other than what you want it to do. So an architectural lighting, I can't even say it, architectural lighting is about lighting the things around you, and so i.e. lighting up the architecture. So that can be pot plants, it can be walls, it can be columns, as we've already seen. In this case, we've got the light facing towards us, the panel facing towards us, up into the top of my gazebo. And look, it's not that clear, I understand it's not that clear, but actually to me, let me describe to you, the whole top of my gazebo, the foliage is lighting up sound to light. So you imagine you've got a party, you're doing a disco, you've seen me in other gigs, actually underneath there with my equipment. You're lighting that up, so the whole of that top of that stage area is flashing sound to light. One light's doing that. So, this is the way forward, I think, and it's pieces of equipment like this is going to take us into the next 20 or 30 years. So far, I'm learning along with you. We're going to do some more videos, and I'm going to do some indoor lighting effects. I hope this has enlightened you, forget the pun. What we are going to do is have a look at the actual panel itself. To point the camera straight at the light to show you the display, even though the eye can pick up the patterns. But I want to show to you that it is a feature light. So what you're actually seeing is a reflection in my patio window, so it does take some of the glare off. And now I hope from that you can see now how the various different effects. It's going through all the various different effects on a sound to light basis. Scanning half and half right the way through. Red and green. Red. Does some nice washes of colour across. We've got the squares, and again. The only reason I'm tapping away there is because actually the stereo system I'm using isn't really loud enough, and it's late at night. I'm going to wake the neighbours up. We'll tip it down a little bit, and I'll carry on with the tapping. Rather an unorthodox way of showing you this. So guys, I hope it shows you some idea of what this event panel system can do from elation. We are going to come inside and do some old school architectural lighting, some columns, some arches, some stairways, some things. Some of this might just be in my house again, but I've got some gigs coming up that might be suitable for it, so we need to find some big houses somewhere where we can really show what this does. But you will be seeing it in all my gig logs. I will be taking it with me, and I think I've said before that it looks like I'm going to be going and buying another one, because I'm very, very impressed with it. Want to just quickly go over, don't forget it's cordless, its own battery system. You can put it anywhere you want. This is the big bonus, as well as being a fantastic light in its own right. Any questions, please feel free, stick it down there, and I'll be happy, if I don't know, to find out the information for you. As always, thanks for watching, and practice and enjoy.